Welcome to the Deucecast Extra. We are so back after taking a week off. I mean, we had to do this. Yes. I mean, we had to come back. I mean, really, this is just an excuse to have a show so we can remind everybody that we're doing Bad Batch next week. I mean, that's the only reason really we're doing this. But I mean, of course, I mean, Madame Web, we got to talk about it. We got to talk about Madame Web. But it is a wild film. But introductions are in order. Garrison, how's it going, buddy?
We'll see.
We'll see. We'll see.
Talk about Man.
And a face that you have not seen in a while because he refuses to do animated shows. That is Mr. Rhett. How is it going, buddy?
Or YA Percy Jackson stuff.
Or YA Percy Jackson. Yeah.
Yeah. I'm glad to be back. Thank you for having me. It's Madam Web. I haven't looked forward this much to discussing the movie since Endgame.
Right on. Dr. Earl coming in hot as he
I'm
always
sorry,
does.
running a little bit late, guys.
You just flew in from Vegas. It's all good.
I was pumping the chest over there.
Oh, you were okay. Good.
I was doing some CPR, and then I just said, "Hey, you're fine now. I'm going to go on. I got to go." I learned everything I needed to know from Madam Web.
Madam Web, 4 minutes of intense CPR, and then you'll be fine, and turn around and walk away.
Yeah. It's a 2-hour PSA for CPR training.
Earl, it's been a minute since you've been on Extra as well. I mean, you chose to not do Bass Reeves. You chose not to do Percy Jackson.
I'm sorry,
so
guys.
It's just been a minute. Now, I mean, inquiring minds want to know. I mean, you're going to be doing Bad Batch with us, right? I mean,
of course. When does that start?
That's like next.
Tomorrow.
It starts tomorrow. I mean, the premiere is tomorrow of that show.
Oh, well, I'm not going to be able to watch that.
There it is. Appreciate everyone hanging out in the chat. We've got Andrew hanging out. Thank you so much. We've got Brian with what is that?
It's like a dinosaur.
Pink dinosaur. Are you just excited about the Gareth Edwards news that he's going to be directing the next Jurassic Park film? Or I'm sorry, Jurassic World film. They're not calling it even Jurassic Park. So I don't know if that might be.
We've evolved, Mikey.
We've got some guy named Earl hanging out in the chat as well.
Yeah, I don't know who that is.
I don't even know how to start. I mean, this movie, this was unexpectedly bad. I mean,
it was.
Oh, my bad. Wait. He's in here.
Unexpectedly bad. This is one of the greatest movies I've ever seen in my entire life.
Coming in hot.
Ross from Wyoming joining us. Coming in hot for Madame Web. Welcome, sir. Welcome.
Thank you. This is going to be quite the. I'm going to get whiplash. I just got finished talking about past lives.
Oh,
nice.
I love that freaking movie.
That's like going from Top Gun to Iron Eagle.
Well, Top Gun to Iron Eagle 2. Let's not disparage Iron Eagle. You know what? Before we start on Madam Web, I do want the viewing audience to understand the background that maybe each of us have in the Sony Spider-Verse. So, Garrison, what films in the Sony Spider-Verse have you seen? And I'm not counting the animated stuff or the Marvel MCU Spider-Man. Have you seen any of the others?
Kind of cleanse my palate. I'm going to put on a movie in the background.
Okay. Is that Madam Web that you're putting on in the background?
No, probably hard to see what that is.
Yeah, I really cannot see. That
also looks like the screen isn't.
It doesn't have the effect you want it to.
You got the zone of interest on in the background.
How'd you get that? Is it out? Is it available for rent?
He got it on the high seas.
He likes to show off.
Why don't you rent it?
Yeah. He likes to show off how he gets things.
He got that on the high seas.
I did not.
Fix your
I've seen
Who's the
Venom.
captain now?
I am the captain now.
I watched Venom on my couch one day in like 2020, maybe 2019.
Okay, so I don't need to know when you watched it. What have you seen?
I thought it was mid. I watched Venom 2, Let There Be Carnage in theaters.
Awesome.
Purely for the post-credit scene where you could see Tom Holland get licked on the screen by Venom.
Right.
and then that totally did not really get paid off in No Way Home at
No, it
all.
did not.
Spoiler
It
alert.
was hilarious. And then I saw Morbius at home because I was like, this just looks god awful.
It's
I
now
had
on
friends-
Netflix.
I had friends who literally saw the trailer for that and were like, "Oh, dude, I got to see that. That looks awesome." And I'm like, "Dude, no, I'm not going to see that."
like Michael. Michael loves Morbius.
And then I
Dude,
saw
I
it,
love
and it was
Morbius.
like, and there were all these memes about how bad it was, and I saw it, and I was just like, "This just sucks." But it's not even like fun. Now, now I've seen Madam Web.
Yeah.
That's
It's a different level of it. It's so bad it became good.
Yeah.
Maybe. I don't know. I don't know if that's possible. Now, Rhett, I personally know, but tell the viewer what your background with the Sony Spider-Verse is.
No, I haven't watched any of those turds. I mean, I'm not. I like the MCU. This stuff does not exist in my dojo, and I never paid it any attention. The only reason I went to this thing is because the word of the buzz was that it was horribly bad. And frankly, the buzz did not do it justice. It's much worse than I thought it would be.
Dr. Earl, I think I know your background in the Sony Spider-Verse, but yeah, go ahead and tell us.
You may not. It may go deeper.
Oh.
They may run. No, I've seen Venom on TV.
Oh, you
sort
did?
of
Wait, with
half-paying-
commercials like on
Yeah.
TBS or
God.
something?
TV.
yeah, I saw Venom on TV.
That's awesome.
Then I went with
It'd be
you to
good to watch it
see
that
Morbius, I believe. I think I saw it with you. Didn't I,
saw-
Mikey?
You came? That's right. I think I did make
yeah.
you come to the theater.
Yeah,
to
I
see
saw Morbius in the theater, and it was pretty horrendous. Especially
What?
the blue blood.
Of course, now Matt Smith doing a little
Yeah,
dance.
can we not
Yeah,
give
Matt
Matt
is the
Smith?
best part.
Can we not give him a
Song
some
about
props
Deck,
here?
Yeah.
He was having fun in Morbius. Come on.
And then of course Madam Web. Just man,
yeah.
wow.
Yeah.
It's hard to put. It's
Ro-
sort of like Zone of Interest, like a level of.
My gosh.
Wow.
Well, that's
I need
a
the
little harsh.
comparison here, like
It's like
Zone of
being
Interest,
if I was
colon-
in the actual movie Zone of Interest, like in the real historical events, maybe close. to
Maybe close
Yeah,
to it.
Yeah. Being in the theater watching Madam Web is like being in the oven.
Oh God. See, I was hoping
These
we
were
wouldn't
not the
go
lines
there.
we needed to do.
I like.
It's
I
Garrison's
was like.
fault
I was like
because he-
2 feet away from the line, and Rhett's like, "Nope, bye."
Yeah, exactly. Well, you did encourage it. So
It's my fault,
Jacob,
guys.
I
Sorry.
think
Guys,
you have.
we'll
Go
always
ahead
have
and tell us. I think I know what your background is too, but go ahead and tell us.
I have seen all 4 of these in the theater,
Oh, very nice.
Wow.
and
Wow.
I just pulled up my
Sony
letterbox
shill.
scores of each
Oh yeah,
one.
give us your scores. Give us your scores.
So the first one started out about as average as you could get. The Venom, I gave a 74.
Hmm.
It's a pretty average movie. I think I may
That's
have
high.
that rated a little high,
That's
little high.
high.
Yeah, it's a little
Because that movie stinks just thinking about it. I haven't seen
Look,
it.
you're
since
making, it
came
looks like
out.
you're making Rhett cry. Rhett started to cry just a second ago when you
Oh,
said
that was
that.
I just couldn't believe it. 74. That's
It looked like he was having acid reflux while you were
Yes.
talking about Venom.
The first Venom was
The second Venom.
serviceable.
I'm now worried about myself and might make myself cry looking at this score. I
Uh-oh.
think people talked down this movie so much that I had
Right.
such a low expectation for it. I gave it a
Loved it.
68.
Oh,
There you go.
68's
There you go.
good. See, these are valid scores. I'm good.
yeah. I mean, that's a D.
Yeah.
out of 100. Okay,
now-
yeah, sure.
Morbius, I mean, we were driving alongside a cliff and went, not following that road. I'm going to take the short way down. I gave Morbius a 21.
Yeah,
Wow.
that's a little high.
That's,
But
Maybe a bit high.
That's a
And then
that's a
We'll
bit
get to
high.
Madam Web, but we were like, oh, but we stopped on the road. Let's keep going.
Well,
For-
see,
oh,
you guys obviously aren't true Sony Spider-Verse fans. Not only have I
Correct.
seen all these films in the theater, I own them all on Blu-ray,
Hey, me
Blu-ray
too.
as well. Oh, good, good. I'm glad you own them all. I mean, because look, I mean, the truth of the matter is, at some point, they're going to convince Tom Holland to be in one of these films. Oh, look, Earl left. Earl was so upset with me that I owned them that he left.
No, he can't be a part of
Earl's got to
that kind
show
of
his
wastefulness.
collection.
He's got to go show his collection. He'll figure it. It's probably his computer did something weird. I'll add him back when he's figured it out. But
For my non-Sony Spider-Verse, so I guess basically for Rhett, how long do you think the credits are for Venom? Because this blew me away the first time I watched it.
I mean, I would. I mean, they usually get up into the 6 to 8 minute range. I don't know.
Oh, Rhett, it is 20 minutes long.
Wait, of credits?
Yes.
Why?
It starts with 20 minutes left. Now there's 2 scenes, but they're not that long.
Oh my
That's a lot
gosh!
of-
Is there? I mean, I
that
guess that's with the
include
graphic. That's with the end titles too, right? With the yeah. Okay. Did they do all the localization stuff?
Wait,
Like,
what's 20 minutes long? The
Venom credits.
oh.
Go back and watch that movie. They're 20
no, I'll never do that.
It's just-
Does that include the Into the Spider-Verse special look that they
no,
showed
that's
within
not on
theaters?
the-
yeah.
That's not in the version I watched.
Okay.
Yeah, that's
That was a theater thing, I think.
It's anyways. I
Sorry
don't
to
even
disturb,
know.
guys. I had to get
how-
my microphone.
That's okay. No, you're good. I don't I do want to hear, maybe after we're done with our diatribe, I want the people to hear you talk about your experience in Vegas, Dr. Earl. But
Oh
I think
yeah.
that-
Well,
I
you
think-
know what they say about Vegas.
well, this is true, but I think the viewers would love to.
What happens in Vegas stays in Vegas, except for STDs.
Well, that's
Wow.
That's very true.
The gift that keeps on giving.
yeah.
I don't know how we even want to do this. I don't even think the film deserves us to go like into.
Let's go
what
minute
happened.
by minute. I
I
think
know,
that's-
see, I don't even-
Well, I'll kick it off. The very first thing I
Let Red
remember.
Talk and be his peanut gallery.
Well,
Yeah.
first of all, this was a week ago, like a week and a half ago or something, right? Like this
Right.
movie is old news, or I guess a week ago. This movie's old news now. Like who cares?
Yeah.
Within 90 seconds, I was laughing out loud at the screen.
Yes.
Yeah.
The very first appearance from the villain, who, jumping ahead of Tad, is the worst villain of any movie I've ever seen of all time.
What is his
They
Have
accent?
the
What
worst
is happening?
performance of all time.
Yeah, I don't understand what's happening. It was ADR, and if you don't know what ADR is, they re-record audio. Typically, because a line was changed, they didn't get a good take, whatever it is. And usually they don't show the person's face when you do it. You can kind of tell ADR because a lot of times it happens while the speaking character is off camera. Or they really do try hard to match it to his lips to get a better sound or whatever. No effort was made to match these lips. It was like he was speaking in another language, and perhaps
It's
his
like
native
dubbed.
Spanish.
Yeah.
I don't know what happened. It was the worst I've ever. I mean, it was worse than a kung fu movie because it's not supposed to be here, and it is in a kung fu movie. It was just atrocious, and we laughed. I mean, the four of us who were sitting there together laughed out loud at the movie.
There were literally 4 of us in our theater as well.
Yeah.
Oh, there were like 12 people in mine on Valentine's night, and it was a bunch of couples, which is
Oh.
18 an hour.
I hope they don't
Yeah,
reproduce
they were-
ever.
yeah. I mean, the thing about it was, it's not just that it was ADR'd and it was.
Mhm.
I mean, they looped those lines, and they're still awful.
Yeah, it's his voice. His performance is still
The accent
terrible.
he's doing is bizarre. Listen
It's
to him
so
in the
weird.
Junkets.
Yeah.
That's not his accent. What is
No.
he doing?
And he's actually a.
When
I've
you
heard he's a
go
good
in
actor.
for looping, they can direct you on like, okay, well, don't do that stupid.
Don't yeah. Read it like you know that you're in a movie, but no, nobody told him anything.
When he first did that accent in the loop, they should have just like shot him. Been like, nope,
Yeah.
not
No. we
not
can't.
Hey, we're
okay.
gonna bring in Alec Baldwin real quick.
They could have just done They could have done an AI, and it would have sounded better. Just like
Or they could have had Peter Serafinowicz come in like they did with Darth Maul and do it.
right. Yeah.
It
Exactly.
would have been less jarring.
And apparently, he's a pretty acclaimed actor in like his own language.
I'll
Like,
never believe that.
that's what they.
Well, no, I mean, I can believe that in his own language. Yes.
Well,
Perhaps.
yeah.
I guess
Like,
he was
sure.
in Napoleon. Anybody remember him in Napoleon?
I do not remember him in Napoleon, but I mean, I think the problem
Was
was,
he?
that they were trying to tell this guy who is not South American to have a South American accent, as if it would
Si,
help.
senor.
I don't know what
I can
was
have a
going
South
on.
American accent.
I don't even know if
That's
that was
French.
South American. I wasn't.
Yeah,
It was
it-
supposed to be. It was supposed to be.
But no matter the accent, like it was so stilted, it was so
Yeah, it was bad.
disconnected
No,
from
it was cool.
from being present, right? Like he had no idea what was going on around him. He's just
Yeah.
saying lines worse. It's the worst thing I've ever seen.
And then
It was.
okay,
I mean,
at the beginning of the
rough.
film, they're in the jungle. Okay, we
Yes.
start off in the jungle. She's looking at the spider. She's pregnant. Whatever. You know, we're getting
Right.
exposition dumps here or there.
9 months pregnant or whatever.
Then there's this one scene, and this may not have affected you guys this bad, but they're having a dialogue. It's a dialogue conversation. It's a dialogue a scene, and and they're like zooming in on the faces.
Oh yeah, they did
like,
that all through
so
the film.
disorienting. I'm like, this isn't an action scene where you're like snap zoom. It's
just... they kept crashing in, and it was. On top of this, the performances were almost universally bad, with one or two exceptions.
Andrew Scott was okay.
The direction. There was a scene midway through, or kind of in the end of the first act, in Grand Central Station. It's a tracking shot that follows Cassandra Webb through the terminal, and you see the other three girls as she passes. I thought that was a technically competent shot.
That was one of the better shots of the film.
That was the only one. Almost everything else, like all the fight scenes, I understand what they were doing. They were flipping the camera sideways and upside down a lot to give that spider flippy feel, but it didn't work. There was no sense of geography. The finale was an absolute mess in the fireworks place. It was some of the most pedestrian direction I've seen in a big budget movie. And look, Marvel direction is not great. Okay, they've got these journeyman nobodies who just kind of come in and people who do commercials who come in and direct these sometimes just to get it done, because so much is handled by the studio anyway. But I don't know what was going on here, but it was just incompetence top to bottom.
It was like they were trying to do something. It's S.J. Clarkson. It was like she was trying to do something fancy,
right?
And just
Well, is she the one? She's the one who directed a Game of Thrones prequel pilot that was so terrible that it will never see that it was not picked up.
But she's also directed and this is television. Television really is about the scripts. The directors are kind of they can do some nice things here or there, but she's done some good episodes of Succession. I think she's done some good episodes of Jessica Jones, but this
she did an episode of Succession. Maybe season 1, episode 8.
Yeah, I mean, she's a this is her first feature film. I mean, it's a weird choice.
It was not good.
No, it wasn't.
Part of direction is the performance you get out of actors too, and the performances were across the board atrocious.
Yeah.
But the only one that stuck through was Adam Scott to me.
Yeah.
What's that? What did you say about Adam?
He's the only one that I thought gave a decent performance.
He seemed like a professional who kind of knew what he was doing. And look, the three young girls. They were not always terrible. Their scripts were bad, but they were doing what they could. But
none of the jokes landed.
Dakota Johnson, that's the most phoned in charisma black hole performance I have ever seen. She had, at some point, maybe most of this was reshoot, and she understood at that point
this is
crap, and I shouldn't be here, and she just didn't care.
And she's a really good actress.
Yeah, I keep hearing that, but I've seen her in 50 Shades in this.
Well, no. She's had
Peanut Butter Falcon, Cha-Cha Real Smooth. What was that Olivia Colman one?
Look, they showed before our showing. They showed a preview of her in What Daddy-O with Sean Penn, and she looked good. It looked like an Oscar bait movie, and it looked like she might be able to act a little bit just from that trailer. But you couldn't tell it from what we got out of this one.
You know what? I'm sorry, Jacob. You know what probably elevates her in Cha-Cha Real Smooth? It's probably the fact that the director can't act half the time on screen.
I disagree with that. I think
I totally disagree. I like Connor Rattler.
There are a couple scenes of that film where he just is not the guy for that role.
I'm wrong.
You're wrong. It's a good movie.
The plot for this movie, and I know it's comic book movie, and I'm trying to be generous and not get into the nitpicks of some of the. I mean, it is fantasy and that sense, but from a scripting standpoint, a plotting standpoint, it was just really terrible. Like everything that happened was a contrivance of some sort, or just totally lacked any sort of an explanation. If her mother dies in childbirth while she's being tended to by
spider
untouched
Arenalo or whatever they're
spider people tribe, how do they get her back? Like who got her back? And then Ezekiel who killed everybody and then just hops back to America. No problem. Like, did no one know he was there and that he's the only survivor from this group? And none of it made any sense. Then she steals a cab She drives the cab around the rest of the movie. A stolen cab.
Well, Brett, they explained that. She popped the plates off.
Oh, yeah, I saw that. But it's all beat. She drove it into a building.
Wait, Rhett, not the rest of the movie, because then she steals an ambulance.
An ambulance, yeah, right, yeah. For 2/3 of the movie, she leaves it sitting around
out of the building.
Yeah.
Ezekiel, yeah.
So Brian,
and then she's.
Can I answer Brian's question? I doubt they tested this. I can't imagine that they would have tested this.
When we talk about plotting, I don't know if they tested it or not. I doubt they did widespread because I think they knew they had a clunker on their hands.
Right, exactly.
The plot, when this movie was being written, it leaked 3 years ago that this movie was about Peter Parker's birth being protected by Madam Web, going back in time with 3 Spider-Girls to protect
potentially good
Peter Parker.
Potentially good concept.
And Disney said, "No thanks," right?
Something like that.
Let's have a bunch of teenagers.
Say the word Peter.
Yeah.
And so it was kind of Terminator-esque, where they were protecting the birth of a savior.
Yeah, maybe that could. I mean, that could work. No, it couldn't work. Listen, it can't. Not with this creative team.
No.
These people are
nothing
bankrupt.
can work with this.
This was the team that wrote Morbius.
Make a peanut butter and jelly sandwich.
I have been saying this since they wrote Morbius. Look at their credits; they're god awful, and then they got another movie.
Yeah, Gods of Egypt. Like that's not a good movie.
Gods of Egypt.
Yeah. No, they were just. And look, the whole plot hinges on this idiot villain who has these visions, these dreams of these 3 Spider Girls killing him at some point in the future, and then he sketches. Did he sketch their faces, and they were so accurate that they were able to identify them in
10 years.
Yeah, and listen, this NSA technology, so he murders some MILF at the opera or something. He works for the NSA, and she's got this whatever program or some thing that the NSA uses that they can just absorb all the communications that they want from video cameras, phones, whatever. And she's got it on a keychain that she carries with her to the movies or whatever. That's totally insane. And then like that gives you all this access, and no one can stop you now. And it's 2003. The movie's set in 2003. All those video cameras in stores and everything else, they were not on the internet. The internet was not nearly as widespread as it is today in 2003. There was internet, but it was not this always on type thing that you could just dive into. It's just dumb. And one more anachronism. There's a guy playing a PSP on the train. That didn't come out until 2005.
That's my favorite one, which Sony owns and made.
Yeah.
Anyway,
I think the biggest crime of this movie is making Sydney Sweeney, Isabel Merced, and Celeste O'Connor all underage.
Have you guys ever read Sony email leaks about their plans for Spider-Man?
No.
Sony doesn't care. They genuinely don't care.
They don't have.
They want to crap out movies.
Creatives. Yeah. Yeah,
I think Amy Pascal fancies herself a creative like Kevin Feige. I think she thinks she's on the same level
Pascal
as Kevin
didn't do
Feige.
this movie, right?
It's Rothman, isn't it?
She oversees all of this Sony Spider-Verse stuff, doesn't she?
IP manager.
I mean, isn't she?
She was not involved with the SSU last I checked.
I thought this was Rothman, is it not?
I thought Pascal had something to do with all of these.
No, she's just the animated films right now, I think.
Oh, interesting.
I think she got herself off this stuff.
Well, maybe. I mean, that's for the best then.
Looks like we actually only have 4 producers on this movie.
She's
pushing.
I was surprised at that.
Dee Bonaventura, Adam Marims, and Claire Parker.
So it's like nobody. Okay, interesting. Well, D-Bon, he's been around.
And her production company was not. You would see Pascal.
Pascal but she's also wanting a live-action Miles Morales. I mean, and
that's her stuff. Yeah, so she's spun off from the company after the email leak when she got fired.
I mean, I think that if they were to put a Spider-Man in this particular Spider-Verse, it would be Miles Morales, probably.
I think they want Peter.
They do, but they're not going to get any. They're not going to get Garfield. They're not going to get Maguire. No. I mean, that's not going to happen.
Well,
even if they did now, the only the only thing, the way they could make that successful is through confusion.
Yeah,
you would have to confuse the audience into believing that they are still watching the MCU, like they did. Many of the people they hired to make Madam Web, who thought they were entering the MCU, but they were not.
There are people in the audience who think they watched an MCU film. I mean,
Yeah,
that's
of course.
like,
they bank on that.
We have
They
joked
bank on
about
that.
Marvel suing
People don't
them.
know
I
the
don't
difference.
really think they can, but my lord, I would look into it.
Yeah, because it's absolutely it's malicious brand damage what they've done to their Marvel properties.
Yeah.
Do they crap out these movies just to make sure they maintain all of the IP so to keep the Madam Web?
If they did that, they would do it every 5 years. They're really trying to build a universe.
Yeah, they really are trying to make money, but it doesn't work. They're terrible. They keep hiring terrible hack writers.
I mean,
and listen, the casting.
To be fair, the Venom films are making money. I don't think that Morbius did. I think
I don't think so. Yeah.
Well, it got close though.
Venom made money because Venom is he's one of the most recognizable. Venom, Joker. Those films made a lot of money because they're some of the most recognizable comic book villains of all time.
Right.
And also,
there's
Joker,
a lot of
people liked it more.
Morbius not. Madam Web.
Morbius had a comic book run in the 90s, I think, and so there's at least some story to work with there.
Yeah.
Madam Web is such an ancillary, tiny character that is so dumb to make a film out of her.
Yeah.
Tell me when you want me to talk.
I'm very disappointed. I was going to say I'm very disappointed. This could have this could have been a very hot movie. Adam Scott's a good-looking dude. The villain was a good-looking dude too.
Yeah,
and the chicks like this could have been a sexy Sony movie and bring in the money that way for Valentine's
Johnson.
Day.
Look, you can tell right away that these production team had no idea what they were doing when they took Sydney Sweeney and dressed her in the frumpiest, dowdiest, homeliest outfit they could find and made her a character without self-confidence. Who,
of course, set on her.
Yeah, it's totally baffling decisions creatively.
It was weird.
And we never saw their outfits, except for those flash forwards.
And from what I've seen in the interviews, it seems like Sydney Sweeney pushed for that. Like she was like, "I want to be in costume." I really like this costume.
Oh yeah, she wanted a different type of character.
I mean, because she is playing a pretty major character in Marvel Comics. I mean, that character that she's playing. I mean,
she's playing a big spider character.
Yeah, exactly. In Marvel Comics.
Well, which one? What is she called? Is it Black Cat or no?
No, she's Julia Carpenter, isn't she?
No, it's a different
Cornwall is her character.
Cornwall.
I mean, but her comic book version is Julia Carpenter. I'm pretty sure.
Yeah. I mean, she's trying to be Spider Woman, I guess.
It's the red-haired black suit.
I mean, it's one. Yes, they are characters in the comics that. There are fewer and fewer people reading the comics who. I mean, they were not like big in the 60s, right? So I mean, I don't think most of the audience knows who in the hell any of those people
Julia
are.
Carpenter.
How's it going, buddy? Yeah.
So
I thought
Jessica Drew was the Spider Woman, though, right?
Well, there's been different iterations of Spider Woman. I mean,
and that's the problem with the Spider Verse is they've
well, Jessica Drew was the original Spider Woman.
Right.
Julia came out. She was Secret Wars Spider Woman. She was the black suit.
Too many generations.
Too many iterations, but that's not uncommon in the comics.
That wouldn't matter if two things happened.
If it was a good,
if your run of movies were good prior to this, so you take the MCU. Nobody knew who the hell Guardians of the Galaxy were really, not Gen Pop, and it's a huge success because they built confidence that they knew what they were doing. Sony hasn't done that, and they're not good movies. Sony, this is not a good movie. It doesn't matter if I know the characters or not. This is not a good movie. This is not a good story. This is not good performances. This is not a good production. I am baffled that it was permitted to be released in its current state.
Yeah,
it makes no sense.
I would trade Acme versus Coyote to never see this again.
Oh my God! That's a small price to pay for this not to exist. Yeah, this should have been deleted like Batgirl.
I'd watch the Scoob movie that they scrapped rather than.
Well, I didn't care for the first one.
Okay, can we talk about the medical stuff just a little bit?
Oh, please. Oh, my gosh.
All right, so he lets her go ahead and climb into this car that's like on the precipice to cut this, which I don't know if that would be protocol.
Acknowledge that it was on the precipice.
Yeah, I don't think that's protocol.
The end, but okay, so she goes in the water. When they bring her out, he's like, "Oh, your blood pressure 70/55," and I'm like, "That's not like is she supposed to be dead? Because that is like."
Well, she said in the dialogue, he said that she was under for 3 minutes. So I assume that's underwater, and then they did CPR to bring her back, probably for another 3. So she's a vegetable, okay? and certainly at 79/50. You would, at best, be speaking gibberish. Like my grandmother's.
That would be passing out level of.
Yeah. My grandmother was terribly profane when her blood pressure got low. You know, my grandfather, right before he died, his blood pressure was about that, and he was crying for his mother. Okay, you don't have your faculties at 79/50.
I'm not meaning to laugh at you.
But luckily, she's a superhero. She had that spider magic.
Well, so my thing was like, are they trying to say that something's like if it was a smart script, they would have made the point like the guy would have been Ben Parker would have been like, I don't.
You shouldn't be alive.
Yeah, and then her O2 sat was super low too. Now was the point
80.
to say that she died? Yeah, it's like, did she die? And that
I think that was supposed to be kind of the point. Yeah.
Yeah. She asked if she died, and he said, "Yeah, you were under for 3 minutes," and that I took that to mean underwater for 3 minutes, and then they had to revive her.
Yeah.
So and then she just goes to a barbecue. Oh yeah, my heart stopped. But then
that's Earl, you make a great point. One simple line.
I have to drink this Pepsi. Oh,
yeah, exactly.
Wow, look at this beer.
Yeah. But one line would have fixed that. All he had to do was be surprised that she's alive and like make a just dwell on that for 1 second, and now it's you scrutinize it less, right?
Just be like, I don't understand this pressure. It's like, well, I feel great, and she gets up and walks away.
Yeah,
and then
then I like the later one when she's giving the guy CPR.
Yes.
Remember, and she's been giving him CPR for like 4 minutes, and then she's like, "All right, you'll be fine," and they just walk away.
He like sits up, and she's like, "No,
go help somebody else.
You're all right. Bye."
Yeah, that is not how that works.
No, you don't walk away from like there wasn't anybody there even to like it would be okay to hand off to somebody.
Yeah.
But she's like,
first of all, hardly anyone survives after without got a CPR anyway. But now, and she's just like, okay, I mean, they keep looking at their watches while she's giving it to him, and then finally she says, "All right, you'll be fine now." That's not how that works at all. He's going to have to learn how to eat again.
There was nobody bagging the lady. Nobody was like giving them oxygen.
Yeah, she's just sitting there idly doing it while she's looking around having conversations with everybody else.
Dr. Earl, correct me if I'm wrong, but I'm pretty sure in 2003 the protocol for CPR was still you did breaths.
That's right.
As well, and there was no breaths.
They've gotten away from breaths as much.
Yeah, yes, but that was recently that they started.
Yeah, it used to be 20 years ago.
Yeah, 30 and look,
to the movie's credit, the best scene in the movie was the CPR training with the three young spider girls. That was great.
Yeah. Okay.
Wait, it was the right.
I did not know. I was not familiar with Isabel Merced's game. I am now familiar.
She's
got game.
Come on,
she's got game. Yeah,
that Jim Dimples.
We all knew.
I apologize for not being familiar with her game.
Yeah, she's about to be in every franchise that you can ever imagine. She's about to be in. She's in DC. She's in Aliens. She's coming. She's going to be in a bunch.
Jacob's going to go back and watch Dora now.
Yeah, no, I remember when she got cast as Dora, and I looked her up. I was like, oh, okay.
Yeah. Well, look, she was in that one of those Transformers turds.
Yeah.
And she was young. It's like a young little teenager, beautiful, and did a pretty decent job in the movie too. And you could tell that she was going to be a star. And she's turned out.
She was in the second Sicario. She was she was the kid in the second Sicario, and she's good. She's a good actress.
She's great. She's really good.
So we'll see. I mean, you know,
I like how she's got the shirt on that says "I eat math for breakfast," and
well, they're the most narrowly defined characters. There's Cindy Sweeney. She's a nerd. Then she doesn't feel good about herself. Then there's Math Girl, and then the black girl just likes to eat. That's their only. That is
she's the rebel.
She's a rebel with really rich parents,
and somehow still she's estranged from them, and still has access to their bank accounts.
Yeah, none of the parental relationship, none of that made sense. None of these girls would be walking the streets. The law needs to step in. Everything about this was stupid.
The law tried to step in, but
yeah. Well, look, the idea that she's now wanted for murder and can't just go to the police or anything like that. It's just the dumbest, most contrived thing I've ever seen.
So the other medical thing at the very end of the movie, when Dakota Johnson is blinded and paralyzed out of nowhere. She's paralyzed out of complete nowhere. The blinding, I got. I fully got the blinding, and then she pops up in a wheelchair.
She's in a wheelchair.
I did not Madam Web. I was like, wait, what?
Yeah, she took a Roman candle to the face. I understand the blinding part, but how did that paralyze her?
Yes.
Well, it's because her blood pressure's so low. She needs something right now.
This was Madam Web in the comics is in that little chair thing.
Yes.
That's what they were trying to get towards, and I don't.
Well, I get it. Maybe it was cut out. Like, was there some other injury she sustained?
That we know it's not from falling in the water because she already did that in the movie and was not paralyzed from it.
Did the Pepsi sign hit her? Maybe
it does
I don't
depend
know.
how far you fall in the water.
She fell off the Brooklyn Bridge.
Yeah.
In the car.
in the car. Yeah. So I mean, that's
it was underwater for 3 minutes.
Here's the thing. Okay, Ezekiel Sims gets hit by 2 cars, but a Pepsi sign kills him. I mean, the logic doesn't really make much sense.
Think of the big finale, the big fight between our protagonist and our antagonist, and all she does is back up until a Pepsi sign falls on it.
No, wait.
I
do love. Someone else pointed this out.
Connectors,
but at the beginning of the film, we see a giant S.
Yeah,
that whole sequence it keeps focusing on this S wiggling.
Yeah, and the P falls down. It's the P that got him. Like I wondered if they changed something there. Like, why did we focus on the S?
Right. The P fell on him.
Why did we focus on the S so much?
They didn't change anything. They just cut out a bunch. There were more letters drop, and it was going to spell out Spider-Man.
That's it.
Oh man!
All right.
Oh man!
Which, by the way, Sony is famous for doing advertisements in their films, blatant advertisements.
Sure.
Yeah, that's fine. I don't,
So
that is
another medical moment. Okay, so
yes, we need to hear about.
She finds out that her mother took her to the jungle. Because she has myasthenia gravis or something that they found out through a test. Now, I've done a lot of research in the womb. So I've done a lot of research on this. There is a congenital myasthenia syndrome.
Okay.
Myasthenia gravis. If the mother has myasthenia gravis, it can be passed to the baby.
Okay.
But from what I could see, there's no test until the baby's born. Right. And then you just notice the muscle weak. It's a muscle weakness type disease. So y'all heard me burst into laughter when they said that. Because I was like, what are they talking about?
They were counting on doctors being smart enough to see this movie.
I was like, what do y'all just picked a disease out of the air? What just happened here?
Always.
But apparently the spider's gonna.
This is a rough cinematic universe for doctors. You got Morbius last film, and now this.
Morbius was
an actual line spoken in this movie is, "I hope the spiders were worth it, Mom."
Hey, wait! I love that the tribe clearly put together her stuff in her suitcase, all her photos and stuff like that.
So neat. Yeah. And she went. Listen, she travels to Peru. She abandons these kids again
in the middle of the freaking film. She leaves the kids who are in danger with her friend who has no power.
Drives her cab.
Well, she already pieced out and left them in the woods alone, and then now she's gone to Peru. Okay,
she left them with a guy with no powers, a paramedic with no powers, and a pregnant woman.
Yeah.
This is post 9/11, New York City. that she flew out of while this guy is watching every camera and whatever else. Somehow she got through the airport, no problem. She gets to Peru. I'm glad she had a passport on her. And
well,
she had a passport. How did she get her passport? Like,
how did she even get back from?
She was wanted for murder, for killing cops. She did not go to her apartment and pick up her passport. Okay. So then she goes to the jungle. Wait, she goes to the jungle, holds up, she wanders aimlessly through the jungle, 10,000 square miles of jungle, and she holds up a photograph and it matches the foliage from 25 years ago.
It was like a Rise of Skywalker moment.
It was like Rise of Skywalker.
It was Rise of Skywalker.
Rise of Skywalker was done better than that.
No, you're right. Yeah, yes.
You're
Rise of Skywalker better than this.
because the thing that they hold up perfectly matches wreckage from a Death Star,
right?
Like 20 years before. Yeah. So like it would have had to, but they set it up like it was an ancient key.
Yes.
So
this guy just had it like a week.
Yeah, they were on pretty similar levels.
Yeah, but it couldn't have been too far back because his spaceship was still parked in the desert next to that whole party, and it was fine. Yeah, but anyway, yeah, all the jungle stuff. I mean, her going back and forth to Peru, and then listen, it was. I don't know. I guess for the longest time, I thought Emma Roberts was married to Ben from Peru. No, it was his sister, I guess. I don't know where anybody's family was.
That's Mary Parker, and she talks about her husband Richard.
I vaguely recall that. I mean, it didn't soak all in, you know.
Oh yeah, we forgot to talk about
Richard is out doing research again.
The baby shower scene where she's
oh god, that baby shower scene was
ridiculous.
The baby shower scene where she almost says Peter, but it goes Pete, and then it cuts.
Yeah, and then it cuts because they couldn't say Peter for some stupid reason. I mean, the audience knows what they're alluding to. Just say the baby's name.
Well, here's the problem. Now there are idiots out there going, "Oh, it wasn't Peter's mom." Never mind. I'm not getting in this.
Miles Morales' mom.
And they're trying to make it. They're trying. People, I've seen people trying to shoehorn that into the MCU as well. It doesn't quite work, but that's probably like, no, it's not. It's this is
like the 2003 messes everything up. Like that would.
No,
he would be 10 in. Yeah, it wouldn't work.
Everything. This movie messes everything up. This movie is terrible. Yeah, it shouldn't exist. Pretend it doesn't.
One of my favorite lines from the Discord from Rhett was the picture of them walking out of the subway and the fact that she was wearing that outfit to a funeral.
Yeah,
jeans, a black shirt, and a red coat,
and a red jacket. And she's like, she just got up off the couch and put on some blue jeans, and she's going to a colleague's funeral. Like it's going to be like a full. He was a fireman, right? Or
paramedic.
It's going to be like in full dress.
Mike Epps' character,
was there when he died.
Yes.
She did CPR on him.
Wait. Also, to be fair, in pre-production, that jacket was like black, and Dakota was like, "No, we got to make it red."
Oh God.
Okay, well, she's part of the problem too. I mean, you can't let your actors do that kind of crap to you. You have to have some sort of a coherent story and relatable, a relatable premise, and you can't.
Why does Ben not know how to handle somebody's water breaking? He's a paramedic? And he's freaking out. Like
on the occasion, you have to deliver a super pregnant woman to the hospital.
We're right. I mean, it's just.
Oh, it was 4 weeks early though, which is not that outrageous. Okay.
You're a paramedic and you've got these 3 girls, and you know that somebody's after them with face identifying technology. Have it in the bathtub at home.
Yeah, maybe.
Or just leave them at home.
Yeah,
you don't have to bring them.
They get left behind every time anyway. So
or literally go to the police. Literally go to the police.
The police. Yeah.
So then she can't save this guy, Mike Epps, right? But then she tells the girls, "See, you do the chest compressions, and it'll save the heart." I'm like, yeah, maybe like less than 10% of the time. This is not fantasy world where you compress.
Well, it is a fantasy world.
Well, it is a fantasy world.
Listen, do not take that scene away from me, Earl. It is important that those young ladies know how to administer CPR properly.
Again, I go back to
they get up, you know how they get on there and then they rock back and forth doing it. That's just good to see. There you go. Yeah. There you go.
To be fair, they did the right technique and they were
they did.
Speed.
You talked about her being wanted for murder and going back to her apartment, right?
Yeah.
She does that before she goes to Peru. She goes there once before then.
Yeah, she leaves them. You're right. She leaves them in the woods, right, and goes to read her mom's mail.
Going to her apartment right now. The cops are going to be casing the joint.
And then she drove into the diner, and then she went back there later, and it's just abandoned.
She went back to the thing, and then somehow has a dream vision with Ezekiel.
With his lips not moving because it's all
right.
It's so terrible.
Yeah.
But I thought, but she went back to the scene of the crime.
Wait, she didn't. That was the dream. That was the dream.
Oh, the dream.
Oh, was it?
Yeah, that was the dream. Yeah.
Yes.
That was a dream. You're right. She was laying in the hotel.
Yes.
Then they did the CPR train.
That is one of the stupidest misdirections
and then
of all
wakes
time.
up and is like, I don't know why this is happening, even though I just got fed all this exposition.
You're right. I had forgotten. That's right. That she didn't actually go back.
Dream exposition is a bold choice. I mean, that's a really
it is, especially when it doesn't even affect because she's just like, I don't really know why this is happening.
Right.
Yeah, and she was real slow to put it together, put what was happening to her together too. Like it usually goes a little quicker for comic book heroes.
And the pigeon flying into the window and dying. Here's a dead bird.
Yeah.
This whole movie happened because of a suicidal pigeon.
Yeah. Yes.
So the lesson she learns in this film is
no.
The lesson she learns from that moment in the film is that she can change things.
Yes.
Yeah.
And right. At the end of the film, she knows all this stuff, like Ben Parker having to get shot for Peter, and she's like, "Yeah, this has got to happen. Yeah.
Yeah.
This is." And look,
Ben was the sacred timeline. She's trying to.
yeah, exactly. She doesn't want.
Yeah, I thought you were going to say the big lesson she learned is that with great responsibility comes great power.
The reverse of
it's terrible.
It's not line. It wasn't that, but it was pretty close.
No, it was with great power will come or something. It was but it makes no sense whatsoever.
Was it? With more power comes more responsibility or something like that?
No, it's responsibility is first. Responsibility, in this case, begets power.
Yeah.
Which
the worst line is Isabella Merced's character saying spider person instead. It's like he's a spider person instead of Spider-Man.
Very 2023.
That was just.
And then they're in a diner and they dance on the table.
When you take on the responsibility, great power will come.
Yeah. That makes no sense. Yeah, they were like, why weren't they thrown out of this diner?
Well, they were dancing on the. That's why they weren't thrown out.
Well, yeah, that's true. That's true.
I'm fine with the toxic scene.
I am too.
I'm okay with it.
Yeah.
Wait, what is all this? I don't even know why. I probably should.
Oh yeah, she was asked. The name of Holland's films were, and that's what
which is back. She's not seen any of that stuff.
He has no.
She doesn't care.
No knowledge.
You talk about her being a charisma black hole in the movie. She's a charisma black hole in that press junket stuff too.
Oh yeah, that almost seems purposeful. Like she's bitter and embarrassed that she has to be in it.
And her comment of like, maybe I'll watch it eventually. I mean, she
she knows.
Take my advice. Don't watch it, Dakota.
She also said she'd be back for a sequel, so she liked the cash, I guess.
Oh well, sure, of course she liked the cash.
I think she's just saying. In my world, she's just saying that to take the piss out of everybody. Like she knows that good and well. That's what I choose to believe. She may be as vacuous as she comes across sometimes, but I think she's in on the joke.
Brian,
I don't
these
know
actresses are not that old.
No, they're in their early 20s.
22. Merced is 22. Merced's 22.
Yeah.
I don't know what the others are.
They're all of age.
Sweeney was born in 97 and O'Connor was born in 98.
If you look at the 90210 cast, they were in their 30s playing
I thought they
Friday
were
Night Lights.
Yeah, they were perfectly acceptable as 17, 18, whatever. I don't care.
Sure.
That one I can, that's just a thing that you have to overlook. But
the chick with the glasses in 90210 was like 50, and she was supposed to be a teenager. I mean, that's like how
every joke you could tell they were trying to do these little quippy jokes, and almost every one just thud. It was like thud. None of them hit at all.
I'm trying to remember if there was any jokes in Morbius, and there really weren't many that they didn't attempt.
Time.
Yeah, I guess. I mean,
it's not in the film.
It's not in the film. I mean, that's.
And how old is Tom Holland? We're talking about these actors being. Tom Holland is like 46.
He's
27.
Oh, he's 27. He's playing a 16, 17-year-old.
Yeah. Taylor Kitsch was 25 playing a 16-year-old in Friday Night Lights.
Yeah.
And he did not look like a 20.
This is not egregious
Taylor
at all.
Kitsch in Friday Night Lights could have played a 35.
Yeah, Ted. I mean, I think the joke's on us, I guess. Sony's like.
Yeah, I paid to see this.
Sony's like, are you having a laugh? I mean,
I will say. The only reason I went on opening night was because my theater was offering like triple rewards points to go see it on opening night.
They were.
And I was like,
any
okay.
incentive. Yeah, any incentive.
Have a Pepsi while you're at it. Drink a Pepsi.
I mean, it's just.
I went. I would like. This is my first Sony Spider-Verse movie, live action movie, and I would not have seen it, but it started to feel like I wanted to see how bad it was. Like I really wanted to be able to witness it for myself. And I'm not disappointed in what I saw. Like I nailed what I needed.
No regrets whatsoever.
Yeah, I have no regrets either. And the problem is, like, Craven's not going to be this bad.
That's disappointing.
I think it's going to be Morbius level, where it's not as entertaining to watch.
Right. I think it's going to be very self-serious, and it's going to make it boring and stupid.
Yeah. Right. And now Venom 3, there's humor in these Venom movies. So
the second Venom movie got really like goofy.
Yeah, there's humorous, and Tom Hardy, he has comedic timing that's pretty good. I mean, so
Hardy is the best part of this entire universe.
Oh,
yes. Sure. Yeah, by far. Yeah. What's baffling is like Sony is, and it's all creative team, but I mean, for Sony to be able to release the animated Sony Spider-Verse films and they be so good, and then Sony crap out these.
Let me tell you the difference between Spider-Verse.
What's the creative team? But
the difference is Lord and Miller versus the writers they're hiring for these movies.
Yes.
Well, it's because they don't have to pay these people that much. I mean, they're just keeping them employed, barely paying them and they don't care what they really.
That much more to hire someone like Lord and Miller, to be quite honest.
Probably not, but
they would have less control over those companies.
Okay, we need to somebody look up who are the Craven the Hunter writers. We need to know this.
I really don't want to know this.
We need to know. We need to know.
It's the same team as. No, I'm just kidding.
If it's the same team, then good.
It's
God,
not.
no.
It's not.
It's
because they'd be listed.
It is Richard Wank art.
Wait, what?
W-E-N-K. Wink.
Oh, he's
W-E-N-K.
Wink.
Dang it!
It could go either way. Art Markham, Matt Holloway.
These guys look like total chess.
Okay, Markham wrote Transformers: The Last Night. That's not a good one.
Oh, Richard Wink, Equalizer. All three Equalizers.
All three Equalizers. Okay. He's probably.
And Holloway wrote Iron Man.
Wank wrote
Markham
Uncharted.
No. Wank wrote Jack Reacher Never Go Back. That is awful.
That's not a great script. That's not a great script.
Yeah, and he had a book to base it on, and he still crapped that out.
Yeah.
Screenplay for Iron Man.
That's good.
Wait, who did?
Holloway.
And
let's be honest.
Wink.
Iron Man was also partially written on set by the actors and the director and the crew.
Probably
doing that.
But they've got to give somebody credit.
He also wrote Transformers: Last Night, Men in Black International, and Uncharted.
International? Ooh, that's a bad one.
Uncharted is not great.
Uncharted's
entertained.
Yeah,
I didn't say it was terrible. I said it's not great. Okay, it is a. I mean, it's nowhere close to the writing of the freaking games. Like it doesn't even not in the ballpark.
If they let Aaron Taylor Johnson infuse his natural like charisma and humor then maybe the movie will be okay. But I'm afraid they're going to try and, like you said,
J.C. Chandor is directing.
Be super serious about it. I'm afraid they're just going to go super serious with it, and it's
so. Markham and Holloway must be a team.
I think they must be
because they've got the same credits, and Wink wrote the story.
Well, that's like the two guys that wrote this movie. They're like a team. Everything that they've done.
I mean, J.C. Chandor is a good director, right? Isn't he?
He is. Yes, he is. I mean,
Chandor is the guy that built the building in Ghostbusters. That was the.
Here's an even Markham and Holloway did the rewrites for both Morbius and Kraven the Hunter. So
Morbius.
They're also involved in Morbius.
Yeah, let's go. Let's go. That's great.
We need a dance scene in this.
Oh man,
this is amazing.
We did get a dance scene.
Universe. I'm ready to watch this universe crash and burn.
Yeah,
this is going to be awesome.
I don't know how
that continues forever.
I don't know how they come back to
continue this quality.
I mean, I don't know how they convince people with money to continue to spend it on this sort of thing.
I hope they do.
Run out of Venom films, you're dead. You're dead.
But this is a significant like black eye. Like this is it's not just this movie didn't make money. This movie is an absolute laughingstock, and it will have a downstream effect on other things that they release.
I've seen people compare this movie to CWTV. CWTV was better than this.
Way better. Look, I don't know if it's true. I saw this movie blamed for a retooling of some Amazon show. Yeah. I don't know if that's true or not.
Silk's been going through its own thing for a while. Yeah. So,
and listen, what people will be prone to do is people who really hate who hate a movie based on for agenda reasons will say this is stupid because women are in charge, and there's just a few of them. And then all the people who want to defend this movie will say it failed because men don't want to see a movie with women in it. But let me tell you, I don't think that had anything to do with this. Okay, I saw almost 60% of the audience this last week were men who saw it. Right. Okay, so blame women if it failed because they didn't come out to see it.
Come out to see Marvels, by the way.
This is. It has nothing to do with them being women. I do not mind a movie with a female starring role. Sure. Okay, and the fact that they were women didn't really. I mean, I didn't think there was a lot of messaging in this movie. There was nothing.
That's true.
They were not overpowered in any way. I mean, they were they didn't do anything. They had nothing. It was just a terrible movie all around.
All they did was run.
It was an origin film.
They just moved to certain places.
Yeah, it was an origin film for all these people, and we never saw them really with their powers except for that scene at the end of the movie.
Right.
I can't let this continue without giving some credit to Allison M on Letterboxd that Garrison posted. The vegan alerts are just the peak of comedy.
Yeah.
Cassie pulls out milk from the fridge for a cat. Burgers on grill. Cassie has a meat kebab in mouth. Flash of a dead bird. Cassie suggests catching squirrels for food.
And listen, if you're a person who is triggered because you see a glass of milk on screen, you do not belong in civilized society. Okay, you can't handle it. You won't make it. You need to lock away for your own safety.
That's just her stick. That person.
I don't know.
But I don't. I think there are people like that. Yeah, I think there are people out there who will recoil in horror because they see something like that.
Sure,
and it's so funny. It makes me so happy that I'm not them.
Now, her actual outside of her vegan stuff, because I think that is a shtick. That review is 100% serious, which is
it's also very funny.
Yeah. You're right. Yeah. Oh my gosh.
Yeah, we had one couple walk out of the theater. I think.
Oh yeah. We had a couple leave.
Yeah.
And that's rough. On Valentine's Day, to feel like you have to leave the theater where you can at least be like making out or something.
Yeah.
Like you're so
you can't make
out. I would have had the intestinal fortitude to make out during that turd.
You know what? Yeah. I didn't. Yeah. No, that's a good.
There's nothing. There's no. Yeah. Well, the CPR training scene kind of got me going.
I saw a terrible movie on a date one time. It was called Into the Woods, and that's relevant for tomorrow if you listen to
the Deucecast getting released tomorrow.
Oh, I didn't make out with my girlfriend in that either. We both hated
Harrison,
it.
we don't need
I have never made out with a woman in the theater. That's crazy.
No, movies cost too much.
People do, but
yeah,
man.
Enjoy the movie and make out in the car after.
Yeah. We're adults. We can go home and do it. The
only thing that's acceptable is the popcorn bucket trick.
Yeah.
Now with that Dune bucket.
Oh God, the Dune bucket.
Pleasure for both.
I mean, it's a long movie, so you know.
I want someone to buy that thing and say they just look at the guy and say, "I don't want popcorn."
Yeah,
give me butter.
No, I just take the. Yeah.
What's
butter
going to happen?
Placed.
Somebody's going to get injured and sue AMC. Is what's going to happen.
It looks like one of those. It looks like it can go in better than come out.
It's, by the way, it is awful for getting popcorn out of it. Who's
traps?
Oh God.
Oh, Garrison, so naive.
Oh, Andrew, you don't put that in the chat. That's not funny.
Good Lord, Andrew.
That's not good.
What, Andrew? What are you talking about?
What?
That's not good.
I don't know.
All right.
On that note,
All right.
No.
Yeah, I'm doing this anonymous for the rest of the show.
All right. So, anyways, we did an hour on this movie. That's all it deserves. We cannot do more.
I could do an hour more.
No,
there's plenty to say.
We're not doing any more time on this movie. We're doing an hour, and that's it. I mean,
we still got to talk about the Aranau or whatever those spider people were.
I don't want to talk about them. I don't want to talk about
Jayo or how do they?
I don't know.
We can talk about Ezekiel Sims and what he's actually like in the comics, and it's not like that at all. So
yeah, it's probably totally different. I mean,
nobody cares about.
That's getting a little weird, so we probably need to wrap this up. This is that's answer you.
We better. It's good that we're not posting anything in this chat. Right
no,
now.
I'm not. I mean, people can maybe go back and see those comments if they want to.
Hey, Ted is my hero. That's fantastic.
I'm crying.
Oh my gosh.
It would be too reminiscent of Vegas.
Unfortunately, I guess, Rhett, you're not going to be joining us for. Are you watch Bad Batch though, don't you, Rhett? No, you didn't. I forgot you didn't.
It's the
that's the next show
of this.
That's one of his personality traits. He doesn't watch animated children's shows.
I don't watch cartoons. I watch animated series like Gravity Falls.
Like Gravity Falls, exactly.
And I'm doing a Ren and Stimpy rewatch right now.
Yeah,
that's pretty good.
Exactly.
No, it's not good.
So it's not as good, but yeah,
90s good.
Bad Batch starts at, I guess they're doing the midnight thing again, which is frustrating. I was hoping that they were going to do the 7 o'clock thing. Yeah, they're doing the midnight thing again with Bad Batch.
So when are they dropping it, on Tuesday nights or
no, Wednesday? So it'll be Wednesday
Thursday
or
so tonight. Tonight.
Wait, what?
Is it tonight then?
I've actually turned on my auto tune.
Wait, maybe it's Thursday mornings. Early Thursday mornings.
So it's 12 o'clock.
Technically
Thursday.
Wednesday. They say Wednesday premiere, but it's midnight. I mean, it's like midnight.
Hello.
Pacific. Oh gosh. Garrison's making.
Jacob just said he turned on his auto tune by accident, so I got how to get it off. FX.
Oh my goodness.
This is really hard to talk during because it's delayed.
Oh god.
I can do this. Or this. No.
Yeah, no, it's Wednesday. Yeah, it'll be Wednesday morning. Yeah, Rhett, why are you trying
Wednesday morning is Tuesday night.
Yeah.
Well, no, it's technically midnight.
It's Wednesday at 12.
That's what I'm saying. Like, it is
Thursday then. That's Thursday.
It's right? Wednesday morning.
It's Tuesday night.
Wednesday morning.
That's Tuesday night.
It's Tuesday night for the people on the West Coast.
Yeah.
But for us, it's Yes, it's Tuesday night.
So we can watch.
So that means when you wake up Tuesday morning before you go to bed, it comes out.
Depending on when you go to bed.
Yeah, well, normal people stay up. Don't go to bed at 10 o'clock.
No, I go to bed at 10 o'clock. What are you talking about?
Outrageous.
No, you don't, Michael.
It is.
I go to bed at like 2 or 3.
I'd like to. I'd like to. On
TV
paper,
shows to watch. What are you talking about?
I'd like to go to bed at
2 a.m. Wednesday morning is Tuesday night.
Yes.
No, you're full of crap. No, it's not.
No, it is. You think of that as a Tuesday because you're not getting up. You're not waking up to watch it. Okay, you watch it before you go to bed Tuesday.
Brett said he had to get another argument in here real quick.
I will be watching it Wednesday.
I don't care, but for the record, I agree with Brett.
No, I'm not. The weird Star Wars fans will stay up and watch it. The overly obsessed.
I'll watch it sometimes Wednesday.
Yeah, 4 hours from now. But I mean,
and today's Tuesday.
But it's not tonight. It's not this week, though, right? It's next week.
It starts. Yes,
it's 4 hours from now. Under 4 hours.
Midnight Pacific, 2 a.m. Central.
It starts this week.
Whoa, you're about to skip Mountain, 1 a.m. Mountain.
This Thursday or
no, now. It's on now.
Wait, so I can go watch it right now?
Wait, I can watch it right now?
I loved the 9 p.m. drops they were doing on Tuesdays, and I'm actually really sad with that.
I preferred that. I was hoping they were doing that again. Apparently, they aren't.
That would have solved a lot of confusion if they had just done that.
Y'all have to get up at 4:30 and watch this.
It comes out
tomorrow.
Tonight.
It comes out at Wednesday, 8 a.m. Greenwich Mean Time.
The what?
Oh my gosh. I mean, because like most people in the world will be watching it tomorrow. Like Australia, for example, will be watching it tomorrow.
Which is Thursday, right?
When does Andrew's mom watch it?
No. Who's on first?
Guys, don't get Andrew in trouble.
Come on, guys. You may be watching.
It starts this week.
You're not watching.
Right, exactly. Yeah, if you were in Guam, it would start yesterday. No.
You've already seen 2 episodes in Guam.
What if there is no tomorrow?
There wasn't one today.
There wasn't one today. Yeah. There's 3 episodes airing.
Oh, really?
Tonight.
What?
Tonight?
I'll give Rhett tonight. There's 3 episodes.
We're not
airing
talking about all
tonight.
3 next week, are we?
Yeah.
Oh, God.
They're 30 minutes.
Oh.
Now that first episode of Bad Batch was ridiculously long, like 70 minutes. So are they only 30 minutes for real?
Maybe.
Why do they need to drop 3 episodes? Like, what are they?
They're probably trying to get through the season before a certain time. I don't know.
Okay.
You don't have to watch it at 2 a.m.
I'm not even going to probably watch it till this weekend. I don't really.
Yeah, I'm watching it like Sunday.
I'll watch it before we record this show next
week. We will be prepared to talk about
Whereas every other actual Star Wars show will be talking about it the very next day. But we're not an actual. This is the way we've always done it.
We don't have to run by their schedule.
We're not relevant. It doesn't matter.
Yeah, the people with viewers and subscribers, they will have already done it.
They'll handle all that. We're not here to handle it.
We don't give insightful content.
No. That's the thing. We need time to study it, to really dig into the lore.
And it really comes across that we take
our same takes. The same takes that were said 5 days prior.
Study our DK books so we make sure we know all the characters.
Earl's got to watch all the Screen Crush videos.
That's right. Yeah. Oh, yeah. I
New rock stars.
New rock stars, Screen Crush.
New rock stars.
Grace Randolph, if she would watch us.
I don't even think she liked Madam Web.
I know.
She did not. No,
she did not. I don't know that anybody did. I don't know that any actual critic liked it. Is he still a thing? I never hear about him anymore.
Yeah, he's good as thing.
I just never hear about him anymore. He's not controversial enough anymore.
No, he's not well respected in that little circle.
He's gotten tired.
Is it because of his name?
Possibly. It's a little harder to market.
Yeah, it's hard to market
because he just got a bunch of things wrong.
And he's never got anything right. Yeah, that's the other thing.
That could be. Yeah. Yeah, sorry, Ted. Yeah, no, we don't. Yeah, we're not doing it the day after like they are. So no.
Are you talking like Doomcock, the financial advisor?
Yes, that is correct.
The New York financier?
No, I'd have heard about him.
All right, so there's your Madam Web roundtable. We're back, and we're gonna do. We're not only going to be doing Bad Batch. Earl doesn't know this, but we're also going to be doing X-Men '97. So whenever that starts in March.
Okay. I've been thinking about ways you guys could get more subscribers. Maybe based on that content, what if you just did this show on YouTube Kids?
I'm not allowed on that.
Comment section, Brett, and I love this comment section.
I know, right? Best, I love the comment section here, and X-Men 97's canon.
I'm looking forward to that.
Except they said today it wasn't canon, but
that's too.
But it's a Marvel show.
Oh,
it's
really?
Marvel Studios.
It's a Marvel show, so we're gonna.
Can you go back and watch the original X-Men's? Are they out there?
And in fact,
where are they? Disney.
Disney Plus updated it where you can actually watch it in chronological order.
Oh God, did they really?
Yes. Yeah.
I don't like. I want to watch release order.
Yeah.
No.
Unless you're watching Firefly, in which case you need to watch it in the proper order. But
well, I mean, you know how they did the same thing with Clone Wars. They put that in chronological order for you. I mean, and they did kind of the same.
I never had a problem following Clone Wars in the order that it was released.
No. Right. I mean,
like I don't watch the MC when I do my MCU rewatch. I don't start with the first Avenger or whatever.
Yeah, I don't read the Magician's Nephew when I do my Narnia reads.
Right.
The credit scenes don't even line up when you try to do Captain
America. It doesn't. That's just something. That's just a thing that internet sites do so they can have an article to release.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, Andrew, you're right. This would break everything. Yeah, comments aren't allowed on YouTube Kids.
So that's what I said. That's what I said.
Yeah. Oh, I missed that.
That's a great point, Andrew.
Yeah.
Andrew, that's
no one else thought of that here.
I'm so glad that Andrew, this is such a great point. I'm glad that nobody else made it.
Scoop.
Oh yeah.
I got a comment section, and then Mikey was like, "Yeah, we wouldn't have our comment section."
Yeah.
It's delayed. It's delayed for him. He had to pause to go check on his mother.
Delayed.
He had to make sure Ted wasn't in.
Oh, it's definitely loud. All right. Well, Garrison, where can people find you on the interwebs?
You can find me at Twitter at GRYFUN3, GRYFUN3.
Do you need an inhaler, Garrison?
Maybe.
Do I need to start?
Ever since I got a cold, now every time I go for a run or something, I'm like hacking up. But
oh man.
Oh, I've got a life hack for that.
Oh, what's that?
Don't go on a run.
I want to lose weight.
Wow.
You need Isabella Merced to give you CPR.
Well, yeah. There's some ways we can lose some calories.
You misogynist.
Where I've been watching some real movies lately, and I'm going to be watching Zone of Interest as soon as I can. That's my last Best Picture film to get in. I'm excited to watch it. I mean, I'm actually not that excited to see the subject matter, but I'm excited to get this done.
Turn up the sound.
Okay, I'll have my headphones on.
Sound is on. Yeah.
All right, Ray, what about you? Do you want to? Oh, sorry.
Real quick, I'll be on this week's episode of the Deucecast.
Oh yeah, that drops tomorrow. It's a fun one. We have a good time. What'd we do?
This or that Oscars edition.
Yes, this or that Oscars edition. It was fun. Rhett, do you want to?
Yeah, no, I'm not anywhere.
Not even like CPRtraining.com.
Oh yeah, you can find me there. Yeah.
Okay. All right. So Dr. Earl's off the grid, except in the pretentious corner of the Discord server that we have for the Deucecast called the Deucecord. He can be found every once in a while. I made a recommendation on your behalf today, Earl. I don't know if you saw that.
I did not see that.
You should go check it out. I think you'll approve.
Oh, is it about a Malik movie? Or
about
something?
A Malik movie? Yes.
I saw that. I've seen that movie.
I know you have. Yeah.
I actually thought it was like brand new or something when he.
No, it's not brand new. I was just excited to see that more people had the opportunity to see the film. So
I am really excited too because those performances are great and the direction and everything wonderful.
Roth and Earl have a series that they are doing live on YouTube, but also released later on as a podcast. If you're into that type of thing, I'll let
Matt Mink.
I'll let Roth talk about that.
Yeah, I was going to say Dr. Earl is not fully off the grid because he is also on another YouTube channel, the Good Day Before Movie Podcast YouTube channel, where we are live recording reviews of The Chosen. Our next one will be next week, probably next Wednesday, of episodes 4, 5, and 6. Very strong episodes. I saw them this weekend. Was a big fan of them for sure. So we got some good stuff to talk about. We went for 2 hours for the first 3, which is still available on the YouTube as well as in podcast form on the Good Day for Movie podcast.
It'll change your life. It'll change your life. Our podcast, not the movies, but
not the Bible, but the podcast.
The podcast. Us blabbering about the Bible will change your life. You heard it here first.
Wow. We have the hidden truth.
Yeah, it's
not really.
We're calling it a Catholic and 2 Protestants go to the movies.
Yeah,
I love it.
Are you guys going to see episodes 4 through 6, which are in theaters now?
We already have
seen it.
That's
we
what they just
did it last week.
Yep.
That's
We
what
did
they
one.
just said.
Yeah.
You guys should cover. You should cover Fireproof and God's Not Dead Yet, Nick.
I mean, that could be the next
that's-
thing
maybe
after
in
the
the
show's
future.
over. There's conversations ongoing. Earl's people are talking to Jacob's people.
There's a lot of negotiations.
Let me go back and do Left Behind with Kirk Cameron.
Oh, even better, Left Behind with Nick
Nick
Cage.
Cage. Yeah.
Yes, that movie's in a box. I thought, you know what? I thought that was the worst movie I'd ever seen. Madam Web.
Madam Web saves Nick Cage and Left Behind.
Roth, what is next for Good Day for a Movie podcast, though?
Yes, our episode just came out yesterday on the holdovers. My co-host.
Hey, let me tell you something about them. They got it wrong. They're a bunch of morons. You had the right opinion of the movie. Those guys, what is wrong with them?
I don't know.
That's ridiculous.
Wow.
They didn't like that movie.
It makes me angry.
I will say I was going to set up. I was going to do the Good Day for Movie podcast first, and then the chosen stuff, because I was going to say I hit the upgrade button on co-hosts.
You really did. You really did. It's okay. Everybody's allowed to have their own opinion. I would be worried, like, if they saw Madam Web and liked it. I really that would finally be the time you need to cut them loose. But
I agree, Brian.
We did just record our episode on past lives. We finished recording that at like 8:02. Hence me being a couple minutes late.
So they better not say anything about past lives.
It's a good discussion.
We'll leave it at that. Yeah,
it's a good discussion. I won't spoil anything. I'm going to make you guys listen to it.
And I agree with Brian. He said Roth nailed the holdovers review.
Yeah, holdovers is great, and that was a good. Yeah, your take on it made sense, and theirs did not.
Yes, no.
My number one movie of the year, The Holdovers.
Yeah, it's
even after seeing Past Lives. Interesting.
I'd already seen Past Lives. Yeah, Past Lives is number 5.
Yeah. Okay, that's still top 5. That's good.
Yep.
I am at the Michael Nip on the Twitters, at the Deucecast on Twitter as well. We've got the Deucecast Discord. We release a podcast episode every Wednesday, mostly about movies. We're releasing a Oscar Watch This, Not That. It's kind of a fun thing we do every once in a while, just to have a quick episode where we throw out the Oscar nominees and talk about a movie that we really love that from the past of theirs, or a movie that we really don't like from the past of theirs. So it's a fun episode. That is a quick one for us because David was going out of town, basically. But anyways, we will be back finally for some more Star Wars next Tuesday night, same time, same place, to talk about the Bad Batch series finale. The season starts. It's the last season. A lot of big things, I'm sure, are going to be happening, and I'm looking forward to it. Hopefully leading into The Acolyte. I think that's the next live action show. That is the next live action.
No, I believe you, but when does that drop? Is that
it'll be?
They haven't told us yet.
They haven't told us, but I would guess before summer.
The fall. Oh,
got to remember these streaming shows. They wait till like a month before to give you a date.
Right.
Yeah.
Now, is it going to be is it on Tuesday night or Wednesday?
It'll be Tuesday at 9. That's probably when they'll do that one. So it'll be even more redundant for us to be talking about the episode because a
full week later.
I need Rhett to watch this with us so that we can.
I'll watch Acolyte.
Yeah.
Acolyte
for a minute. Like I am no longer under any obligation to stick with things that suck. So
if it's really that bad. Yeah, if it's that bad, Rhett might cut out.
Just give a whole season. That's all we ask.
I got to say, shout out to the chat. You guys were on fire tonight. We had Brian, Ed, Andrew, even Melissa stopped by. I don't know how she deals with us. We're all ridiculous.
But Ted had a couple of good ones.
Ted was on fire. So really appreciate the chat. It makes it much more fun for us. And hopefully you guys will be back with us next week. Appreciate everybody watching. If you happen to comment later, I'll do my best to respond to you at a later date. Also like, share, subscribe, hit the bell, do all that stuff. We need that badly because we keep losing subscribers.
Just do it.
We're not gaining. We need to gain subscribers. We keep losing subscribers.
Be a pal. What do you got to do?
That 1 week break killed us. We lost a subscriber.
It's because I was not on there during the Percy Jackson.
That's right. Viewership. You've been gone for so long. I mean, the ratings were hurting. But yeah, I think Star Wars always draws more people. So we'll be back for that. We will talk to you guys next week. Thanks again.